Yeah. Let's give this a shot, shall we? Try something different today, huh? What's up, Seekers? Happy days today? I don't know what today is. What's up, Seekers? Happy Wednesday. Good to see ya. And changing it up a bit today. Doing something a little different. Let me know what you think. Ain't no thing. Just standing up instead of sitting down. Really get to move around a little more. Still the same old me, Aaron. Here for another conscious thought. Not totally sure if that applies because a lot of this stuff is getting very spiritual, but that's okay. In conjunction with what we were talking about yesterday, living a positive and fulfilled life, well, here's some more positive life tips. Just a few. And this is positivity in reference to like raw material kind of positivity. In terms of like positive and negative entities, yeah? In fact, let me turn this camera a little bit. Is that a little better? Feels a little better for me. Being positive, if that is what you want to do, is what you're gonna do eventually anyways. I mean, we all do eventually anyways in the long and short of it. But see, this is one of the first things I do when I get up, and sometimes I yawn. Not everybody is here to be positive. And I think we need to kind of lay that groundwork out there for the realization that we all serve a purpose, positive or negative. But the real issue, it seems, is there's so many people that don't know, and we're stuck in this in between, and that's what Jesus was speaking on when he said, be hot or cold, do not be warm. Be one way or the other. Whatever it is, just do it. There's a reason you're here. Do it, follow it. When you're stuck in the middle, you're not going anywhere. And that's kind of a big deal. When you're stuck in the middle, you're not going to polarize anywhere. You're not going to polarize whether it's negative or positive. You're just not going to polarize. And that's the importance of third density. That's the reason why we're here. The reason why we're all here is to make the choice between positive or negative polarity. So today I'm going to give you some tips on how to live a positive life and maybe progress through the densities. Probably not right away. I mean, most likely anyone watching this, you're still going to have a few times to go here. And I most likely will too. But it's not anything to be worried about. But this time, let's make a jump. Let's make a jump up that map of consciousness, up through the levels of polarity. Let's make a jump. So if you want to live that positive life, here are a couple more tips. The first one's pretty obvious. Help others. And that is pretty much by definition what a positive entity is. It is service to others. Negative is service to self. Their manipulation and, what have you. Positive is service to others. That can be anything. There's a saying of those with the least give the most. So beggars and people on the street, if they have what they deem to be excess, or if they have someone ask them for anything, if they actually are in that position, most likely they'll share. If I have cash on me and I see someone that needs a little bit of help, 9 times out of 10, I'll give it to them. I'll help them out. I've gotten extra lunch food while driving before, and for some reason, one day, I was out driving for work, went to Taco Bell, got a quesadilla, something I never do, and ate the rest of the stuff I got, and didn't touch the quesadilla. Well, it just so happens that on my way back to the lab, there was someone on the corner asking for anything. So I'm like, dude, you hungry? He's like, yeah. Got a quesadilla. You want it? Sure. Source came to me at that time and led me on a path to help that guy. Awesome. I chose to do it. I could have not, There's always the opportunity for you to not do these things, right? We all still have free will. That's a lot of where the choice, once again, comes in. We have the choice to do and live the life that we want. But there are you can say repercussions or consequences or whatever, but that makes it seem kind of poor. But there are results, there are reactions to actions. And if you choose to live a certain way, there will always be a reaction to what you're doing. Positivity begets positivity. Negativity begets negativity, right? So if you're feeling like, yeah, I want to be a positive entity, I'm tired of sitting in the middle, I'm tired of playing these games with myself and other people, I want to be a good person. Well, a good place to start is something simple. Help others. You don't have to put yourself out to help others, right? But if you have it, give it. Whatever it is, information. Donate old clothes, old toys. If you're like me and into electronics, you'll have a lot of old electronics lying around that you can donate. Just don't. I'm not going to say don't, because that's getting into some negative kind of areas. I would suggest not staying stagnant. Like we talked about yesterday, jump into the mystery of life. Jump into the mystery of the universe. Let it take control. Well, don't let it take... Wow, I'm really kind of getting off the deep end here. Jump into the mystery and just be present in it. I forgot to silence my phone. Just a second. You have control over your life. Because the reality you experience is reality that is projected out from your thoughts. So if you're projecting out negative thoughts, the reality you perceive will be negative. If you're projecting out positive thoughts, the reality you see will be positive. And having gotten to the point where that's kind of where I'm at, where I'm just changing my perspective on everything and I'm seeing the positivity everywhere as much as I can, I've been happier. Life has been smoother. Things have been going better. Here I am doing this, trying to share this to anyone who will listen. Because it works. This is just reality. And when we can let go of the shadow, no, let go, yeah, that works. But when we can work with the shadow to integrate it and accept it, there's a lot of love and acceptance. Accept what we experience for what it is. Accept that, if you had childhood trauma, chances are you weren't the problem. Right? The most common thing in America is probably parents getting divorced and these kids not knowing what the hell to do. Their problems weren't your problem. You're not the problem. That leads to lifelong problems for you, too. You don't want that. Right? You don't want to suffer or have these issues your whole life because of a misconception, a misinterpretation, a misunderstanding of what's going on. Help others. You'll feel it. Go in a convenience store and smile. You're grocery shopping. You see someone with 2 things and you got a cart full, let them through. I'm not telling you these are things you need to do. I'm providing examples. But there's a lot of simple things. Traffic is a huge one for me where, I'm a car guy, so kind of knowing how to drive is important to me, not only because of that, but because of the safety involved and how unsafe people are around me is an issue that I struggle with. And the complete lack of concern for other people around them is a concern for me. And it digs into my ego a bit. Like, how could you be so stupid? What the fuck was that? Nice blinker, dickhead. I've said all of those. And still do occasionally to this day. But now I'm catching myself in them. And now I'm working on the healing process for that. The reversion of that. I mean, it is important, right? You don't want to be driving around hurting people or injuring people. But around me, I don't know if it's like that around you, but around me, there's a lot of I don't give a damn about anyone else on the roads. And I'm one of the people that knows that there's a time and a place for aggressive driving, and that time and place is not the public streets. I hit my speed, I hit my cruise control, and I roll. I drive a manual car, so that's one less thing for me to be worried about is the speed I'm at, because I'm watching all those around me. A lot of storytelling in this one. So help others, right? And this falls in line with what we were talking about yesterday. Live your passions. Do what you love. Ironically, I don't know if that's ironic, but that applies to both negative and positive, because you want to polarize either way. If that's, your chosen path, you want to polarize. Live your passions. We talked about it yesterday. Do everything in your power to stay safe in, this world, and be able to do what you love to do. like we were talking about arts. If you like, driving, you like racing, well, there's video games you can do it in, with sim setups. If that's not your thing, you can go to tracks. There's tracks everywhere. And if that's already, something you like to do, you're probably really well aware of them. But if it's not, look it up. I can almost guarantee you that there's a racetrack within 4 hours of where you are in America. I would suggest doing it in games first. There's less loss of life involved, just as expensive. It's not a little less depending on the setup you get, but, live in it. If that's something you want to do and you want to share with the world, do it. Record yourself at the tracks. Record yourself playing the games. Stream you playing the games if you can and have the equipment. Stream you at the track. Upload videos. Something that can be done to generate an income. Get good. Get. Wow. You get good, you get sponsorships. You can seek them out, but you get them. Live in your passions. And if you can live in your passion while helping other people at the same time, it's even better. There's usually some sort of loose connection there in positive polarity terms that you will be helping others by living in your passion. And in fact, we are, because when you live in your passion, when you do what you love, you're raising your vibratory level. And in raising your vibratory level, you're sending out those higher energies to everywhere else, which is then raising societal consciousness, and boom, you're helping everybody by doing what you're doing. Here's a tough one. I'm going to end it on a tough one because I want this to stick in your brain. Examine your thoughts from afar. We've talked about this before. We are not thoughts. We're not the thinker of thoughts. We are. Thoughts are presented to us. If they were us, then would we choose to actively think about trauma? Would we choose to actively bring up our PTSD? Would we choose to actively bring up abuse? Right? That's part of the ego, the shadow self. And a good way to get over that, move on from that, heal from all of those things, is to unplug yourself from those thoughts. You have one come up, realize that it's there. Don't take ownership of it. Just see like, yeah, that's a thing. I see that. I don't want it. We'll talk more about this tomorrow. I'm happy that, I put these one after the other. But whatever you set your energy on, whatever you give energy to, universe provides you more of. So if you're focusing on and claiming these negative thoughts, universe sees energy being fed into those thoughts and is like, okay, you want more of that. You're giving that energy. You're giving that power. I'm going to give you more. We don't want that, right? Who seriously wants to sit here and suffer through anywhere from 60 to 100 plus years of life suffering because of something that took place in our childhood? The past isn't real. The future hasn't happened. The only thing that matters is right now. Right now. This present moment. This moment that you're sitting on your phone or in front of your computer, looking at my face, listening to me. This is what matters. This is all that matters. This is all that exists. You can't do anything about that. You can't do anything about that. Forget them. Fuck it. Be the best you that you can be right now. Be the best you that you can be right now. Is that best you that you want to be right now the one struggling and dwelling on all these thoughts of the past? For some reason, I doubt it. Is that best you that you want to be right now the one worried about what's going to happen tomorrow? For some reason, I doubt that too. I think you want to be happy right now. You want to be happy in the future, sure. Don't worry about that. You want to be happy right now, right? To be happy right now, don't take ownership of those negative thoughts. If it keeps coming up, just keep setting it aside. It's going to be hard at first because you've been feeding it so much energy for so long, but set it aside. You're like, no, that's not me. That's not who I want to be. I don't want anything to do with that. You can keep that. But that, on the other hand, that smiling, cheerful person over there, ready to kick life's ass in positivity, living their dreams out, helping others, living in their passions, polarizing exactly how they want to. That's the person I want. I want to think about that. I'm going to give those thoughts my energy. I'm going to envision the person I want to be. And then, here's the important part. Act like that person. Live like that person. Much easier said than done. I understand, trust me. But I've been through it all. Maybe not at all. I've been through a lot. I know some of the steps. I know some of the processes. I know some of the struggles. For me, it took time. Some careful planning and arranging. But the biggest difference for me was, like what we talked about yesterday, jump into the mystery. Here I am now. Chatting with you. Hi. Are we friends yet? Am I giving you a little taste of positive life? If not, it's okay. If it is, cool. You don't need to go in the comments and let me know any of your problems you're facing. But if you have any questions, I'll happily answer them. And in fact, you ask questions, you might lead to a whole new video, right? We could do all kinds of stuff with this. Most importantly, help people. And that is what's important, yeah? So there's some tips for living a positive life. I'll have more, because it's the life that I'm doing my best to live. So as things come to me, I'll write them down like we talked about, and you'll have it. Help others. Live in your passions. Examine your thoughts from afar. Unplug from them. Only plug in to the ones that you want to keep. And in plugging into them, take the energy of that thought, apply it to the life you're living now, and live that life. Live as if you already are that person. There might be some imposter syndrome going on, or there's some other things. Don't worry about it. That's a negative thought. Unplug from that. Plug into that person. Unplug from negativity. Unplug into positivity. Unplug in from trauma and plug into healing. Unplug from abuse and plug into love. Live as if you are that person and you will be that person. All right, Seekers. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. If you like this, hit that thumbs up button. Hit the subscribe button and ring the bell if you want to have more conscious thoughts. We'll see you tomorrow, Seekers. Have a good one, and I love you.